Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will explain how to use the external interrupts and how to implement an interrupt service routine, and also how to implement a nested vector interrupt control um, in various embedded projects. So this is one thing which I have implemented for a SRM motor, how to use the feedback from the different sensors and how to have a closed loop setup for controlling the SRM motor. Um, so to start with, how do I use an external interrupt? So what is an external interrupt? So for example, if I have something like a Hall sensor signal or some digital signal which is giving as an input, and based on which I have to follow a particular routine or a particular part of the code which has to be executed at the time of the interrupt. So that is exactly what we mean by interrupts and why they are different from just running a code sequentially line by line. So here if you see the external interrupts which I have configured, so the microcontroller which I have used is an ARM M4, and pretty much the part of the code which is used for checking these interrupts is something like this. So first things, you have to configure the port, which port you want to have these interrupts, and every microcontroller has its own interrupts mentioned on different pins of different ports. So for example, I have taken here the port A and pin 0, and I can give what is the type of interrupt. So it's an external interrupt mode, and then a rising edge. So this is all what I have to do in terms of establishing the interrupt, and next I have to implement something called as interrupt service routine. So that is, when I have an interrupt, what do I do? So this is a pretty much small part of the code. So basically I have three different Hall sensors. A, B, C are the ones. So the moment I get this particular status flag as high, not equal to reset, basically if it is set, and I make a Hall signal A is equals to 1, and this is furthermore I use in the part of the logic to change the commutation of the phase and so on. And there is also nested vector interrupt control, which is little bit on an advanced level. So in case we have multiple interrupts, how do I handle them? So in this case, so basically there are preemption properties and the sub priorities, and when there is a preemption property, basically when you have two interrupts occurring at the exact same timestamp, the ISR or the service routine with the lower preemption property gets executed first. So and similarly, when we have a sub priority, when the interrupt occurs during the execution of another service routine, the execution stops and switches to the ISR with the lower sub priority routine. So these are some things which are very useful in scheduling, let me say, and also in situations where we have prioritization of the different interrupts. Yeah. Yeah, it's a short introduction for now. I hope it gives a brief idea of what it is. I try to keep my video short. Thank you. If you have liked the video, please do subscribe.